I just want to start off by saying that I have absolutely no respect for this movie at all. Christmas time is about so many wonderful things. Joy, family, the birth of Jesus, just all of these wonderful things. And this fucking movie takes all of that and uses it for blood and violence and all these disgusting things. Like, for example, it takes St. Nicholas, Santa Claus himself, and just turns him into this drunk slob of a man. Seriously, I have absolutely no respect for this movie. I don't even know why the fuck I'm reviewing it. Like, this is stupid. I'm not even gonna fucking review. Ooh. Just gotta put that back on. What? Hey guys, welcome back to the Grandma's channel and welcome back to another movie review. And the movie I'm reviewing today is a Christmas movie. I know, right? Big fucking shocker. I mean, could you tell from the fucking hat right here? Yeah, it's Christmas, the time of joy, yeah. And the movie stars David Harbour as Santa Claus. I mean, fucking perfection. And yeah, it's fun for the whole family. Yeah, Violent Night. When I finally watched the trailer for this movie not too long ago, I was like, boy, I gotta review this movie this December. Like, this looks like a lot of fun, and we have David Harbour as Santa Claus, which I think is just such amazing casting. And yeah, immediately when I saw the trailer, I was like, damn, I gotta review this movie. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit worried going to this movie. I was just worried that it wasn't gonna be that funny. Like, I'm a bit weird when it comes to comedies. There's a lot that I don't find that funny, like, for example, 2018's Game Night. I know it has really good reviews and everything, but I just didn't find it that funny. I just the movie was fine. It gave me a few laughs here and there, but I don't know, I just didn't find it that funny. So, I'm a bit weird when it comes to comedies. So I was kind of worried going into this movie that it wasn't gonna be that funny. But thankfully, I'm happy to report that Violent Night is a very funny, fun, violent Christmas movie that I definitely see myself rewatching again next December. This is a damn good time. I had a really good time with this movie. It was great. David Harbour as Santa Claus was perfection, as I kind of expected him to be. He was great in this movie. Even though, you know, throughout like the first half of this movie, he was, you know, drunk and miserable, you know, for a bit. They still made his character very likable with all of the little interactions he has with the main like little girl in this movie. All the interactions they have through a walkie-talkie, all those scenes were great and made his character so much more likable. And yeah, Santa Claus, David Harbour, he was great in this movie. He was, you know, I rooted for him from beginning to end, and he was great. And if we ever do get a Violent Night 2 or some sort of sequel, I am there. I'm gonna watch it because he was great in this movie, and yeah, he was perfect. Yeah, man, I was never bored at all throughout the movie. It never felt slow at all. Never felt like it was rushed or anything. It felt perfect, and it's just a damn good time from beginning to end. One thing that I really liked about this movie, and I'm kind of surprised I'm saying this, but I really liked the villain in this movie, Mr. Scrooge, played by John Leguizamo. I pronounced that completely wrong probably, but I really liked him as a villain. He was really, really fun. It wasn't really like his whole plan exactly, like, you know, his whole backstory about how, you know, rough childhood, now I hate Christmas and I want to end it all, I want to end this holiday and all that stuff was just kind of whatever for me. It's just the actor made the villain just so much more watchable. His performance was great. You could tell he was having so much fun while playing the character. Like, he almost gave me vibes of Joe Pesci's character from the first two Home Alone movies, except a lot less goofy, and he's right to the point. He swears, he threatens to kill you and all that. Like, he's right to the point. He's not as goofy, but he almost gave me vibes of Harry from the first Home Alone movie, except a lot more fucking serious. I don't know why. It was weird. But I really liked him as a villain. He was fun. His whole plan and motive and all that was whatever, but the actor made the character so watchable, and he was a lot of fun. I really liked him. And, of course, the violence in this movie. It's called Violent Night. How was the violence? It was great. All the scenes of Santa Claus taking down all the bad guys using, like, Christmas decorations, like, you know, ornaments and stuff like that. I was happy to see all that because I was kind of expecting that to happen, to see Santa Claus grab a bunch of decorations and ornaments and just stab him into the bad guys and stuff, and that's exactly what we got, and it was so much fucking fun. It was awesome, and we even get an entire, like, Home Alone sequence, like, an entire sequence that referenced Home Alone, and it was so cool, because it was basically, like, a real R-rated Home Alone. It was so great. Now, yes, it wasn't that long, because they didn't want to make it too goofy, but it was long enough, and I was like, dude, guys, good fucking job. This is so great. And yeah, it was like a full like R-rated Home Alone like moment, and it was so awesome, and yeah, it put a smile on my face. Thankfully, this movie is really funny. It has really good humor. It starts off straight off the bat with a banger, with Santa Claus on his sleigh vomiting all over a woman. I mean, good job. I mean, you already had me intrigued there. That was great. Disgusting as fuck, but it was great. One thing I will say about this movie that I guess may be a nitpick or an issue is that I don't really like a lot of the family in this movie, particularly these three, this mom and this dad and the teenage boy. I don't really like these characters from beginning to end. I never really found them likable. I never really liked them at all. I know they sort of became better people at the end, but overall, I never really cared about them at all, especially the teenage boy. Like, if he got killed, I wouldn't have cared. I would have been like, okay, cool, whatever. I really couldn't give a shit. So, this drunk mom, this weird dad, and this typical cliche teenage boy didn't care about them in the slightest, and it actually led to this really funny scene of the main mum character, like the mother of the little girl in this movie, just kind of giving up and just being like, you know, I don't even care. Shoot the teenage boy. I don't even care anymore. Shoot this fucking drunk ass mum. I don't even care. Just shoot them. I don't care about them anymore. That was a really funny scene and made me laugh my ass off. That was really good. So yeah, scenes like that were so fucking hilarious. That was so great. And yeah, I'll admit, the family in this movie, these three, just, I did not like them. They were kind of unlikable from beginning to end. I just didn't care about them in the slightest. I know we didn't get to see much of it, but this whole like backstory with Santa Claus about him like being a Viking and all that was pretty interesting, even though we didn't really get to see much of it, and they didn't really rely on it too much, you know. And then it kind of led to him getting this sledgehammer that he really likes, and that led to some really nice moments, some cool slow-mo shots, and all that stuff was great. But yeah, the whole like little cuts to like his backstory as a Viking was interesting. It would have been cool if we got to see like more of that, but I think we got enough for where, you know, it just led to these really awesome moments of him using a sledgehammer, and all that was fucking great. That was awesome. Another issue I have with this movie is near the end with the whole thing about, you know, Santa getting killed and dying, and it's sad, and then, you know, the little girl's like, come on, we all gotta believe in Santa Claus or whatever, and the whole family finally says, all right, I believe in Santa Claus, I believe in him, and then bang, Santa Claus comes back to life. All that stuff felt kind of cheesy, and I don't know, I wasn't a fan of that stuff about, oh, we all gotta believe in Santa Claus, I believe, and then he comes back to life. It just, I don't know, I wasn't a fan of it. It felt cheesy, and yeah, that was one part at the end that I wasn't a fan of. I guess another issue with this movie is how the family or just people react to Santa Claus in this movie. Like, the very end of the movie, when Santa Claus is on his sleigh saying goodbye to the family, and it's just the very end of the movie, like, the family almost has no reaction to seeing him just fly away on his sleigh. Like, they just kind of, like, they aren't, before that, they're kind of unsure if this is the real Santa. They just think it's some man dressed up as Santa protecting them. They don't actually think it's the real Santa. And then at the end, seeing him fly away in his sleigh, no one seems to have a reaction. They're just kind of like, thank you, bye. It's just like, dude, shouldn't they be, like, shocked? Like, oh my god, he's legit. He's the real Santa Claus. Even the teenage boy has no reaction. He's just like any teenage boy is just waving goodbye in like a really moody way, like any other person. Like, dude, you're doing this to the real Santa Claus. What the fuck? So that's one thing, is that the family has a really strange reaction to the realization that Santa Claus is real. It's just like, bye, Santa. It's a heartwarming ending, but it's also unrealistic and weird. I don't know. That was just one thing that kind of bugged me about the ending of this movie. It's just how the family reacts. It's weird. But other than that, I had a really good time with Violent Night. It was a very fun, brutal Christmas movie that I definitely see myself rewatching again next Christmas. It was a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. David Harbour as Santa Claus was perfection, as I've already said dozens of times. The violence was great. All of the usage of sledgehammers and decorations and ornaments. It was just a lot of fun. Yeah, the family is a bit weird, and a lot of them are very unlikable, and the ending can feel a bit cheesy and unrealistic. But other than that, this is a fun Christmas movie. Definitely check it out, and yeah, it's great. It's just great. Alright guys, this is going to be the end of my review of Violent Night. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to let me know in the comment section below, if you want to share your thoughts on the movie, if you've seen it or not, please let me know in comments. More Christmas themed videos coming up hopefully very soon. Maybe even another movie review on another Christmas movie. If there's any Christmas movies that you would like to hear me talk about or review, you can let me know in the comments. You can recommend me something, maybe something I've already I don't know, something I've never seen, or I don't know, just anything. Any Christmas movies that you guys like to hear me talk about, please comment below. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. What the fuck was that? Oh, Santa Claus! Oh my god, how you doing, man? It's good to see ya. Oh, what you got there in your bag there? Oh, is that a sledgehammer? Just like the movie. Oh my god, that's insane.